Podcasting to the universe from the top of Mount Whack, live with no pants. It's Zack DeWack in the morning. Let's whack and chill.
Wake up to the refreshing difference. Brisk and bracing, fresher tasting.
Greetings, red-blooded, verified Earth people, and those with any check mark. It's me, the always dapper podcast babbler, your daddy-o cock block from the radio, and the monkey on the mic, here running that semi-professionally trained tongue of mine. I am Zachary Ernesto Wackalina III here. Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to those of you from Guam to Nam and all around the world. This is the often secluded, never diluted, always wacky, never tacky. Hot rockin' flame-throwing DeWacky in the morning show. Live from the low-rent, sleazy, and measly Ramin' Jammin' Nut Hut Studios at the DeWack Shack Podcasting Megaplex at Peachtree Industrial here in FEMA Region Number 4, somewhere on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia. Live out of Studio 3 today. Last time I checked, today is Monday, August the 4th, 2025. This is show number 135. Let's look at that birthday list. Cole Sprouse, an actor, photographer from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Riverdale, is 33.
Happy birthday, darling.
And Dylan Sprouse, actor, entrepreneur from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Big Daddy, is 33 as well. Greta Gerwig, a director, actress from Barbie, Lady Bird, and Little Women. She's 42.
Happy birthday.
Abigail Spencer from Rectify, Timeless, and Mad Men is 44. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, is 44 as well.
Happy birthday.
Kate Bush, former NASCAR driver, 2004 Cup Series champion, and 2017 Daytona 500 winner, is 47. NASCAR driver Jeff Gordon is 54.
Happy birthday.
Comedian and actor Lee Mack from Not Going Out and Would I Lie to You is 57. Actor Daniel Day Kim from Hawaii Five-0, Lost, and Always Be My Maybe is 57. Paul Reynolds from A Flock of Seagulls is 63. Voice actress Lauren Tom is 64.
Happy birthday.
Former President Barack Obama is 64. And turning 70 years young today is Billy Bob Thornton.
From all of us, happy birthday.
Also born on this day, trumpet player Louis Armstrong, born in 1901, and fashion designer Louis Vuitton, born in 1821. Children's book author Hans Christian Andersen passed away on this day in 1875. Marilyn Monroe passed on this day in 1962. American blues singer and guitarist Little Milton passed in 2005. And Jean Calment, a French supercentenarian who lived until the age of 122, which is at the time the longest verified human lifespan in history, passed away on this day in 1997.
Monday sucks. Monday sucks. It's Monday. It's Monday. zackdawack.comm. It happened on this day as if you cared.
Here's this day in history. In 1830, plans for the city of Chicago were laid out. In 1945, golfer Byron Nelson recorded the most tournament wins in a season at 18. At last check, that's still a record. In 1949, the NBL and the NBAA merged into the NBA. In 2004, in Florence, Kentucky, Alan Swain walked into a bank and demanded cash from the teller. She told him no. He demanded money again and again, and she refused, to which Alan replied, "Okay, I'll go out and get my gun." The bank employees then watched Alan jump into his car and instead of fleeing, casually drive over to the shopping mall next door. He parked in the first place he found and walked inside. The cops were there waiting for him when he came out. In 2014, a hospital in France announced plans to open a wine bar where terminally ill patients would be able to enjoy a medically supervised glass with their families. The head physician at the hospital said terminally ill patients had the right to enjoy themselves. In 2019, Frank Zapata became the first person to cross the English Channel by flyboard. He did that in 22 minutes. Also in 2019, 10 people, including the perpetrator, were killed and 27 others injured in a mass shooting in Dayton, Ohio, just 13 hours after a mass shooting in El Paso, Texas. And in 2020, the United Nations said the COVID-19 pandemic had created the biggest educational disruption in history, affecting nearly 1.6 million students in 190 countries. And here's movies released on this day in the past. Dick, the Will Ferrell and Kirsten Dunst political satire comedy film that followed two high school girls who accidentally became advisors for Richard Nixon during a major scandal. That released in 1999. Babe, released in 1995. Coyote Ugly came out in 2000. Talladega Nights in 2006. And The Meg 2, released in 2023. Here's this day in music. In 1956, Elvis Presley released Hound Dog. In
1958,
Billboard introduced the Hot 100 singles charts. Ricky Nelson was at number 1 with Poor Little Fool. In 1963, the Beatles appeared at the Queen's Theatre in Blackpool. So many fans crowded around the theater, blocking every entrance, that the Beatles had to go through a construction area, up and across some scaffolding to the roof of the theater, from where they were lowered through a trapdoor. In 1964, the Kinks released You Really Got Me on Pi Records in the UK. The influential distortion sound of the guitar was created after guitarist Dave Davies sliced the speaker cone of his guitar amplifier with a razor blade and poked it with a pin. The song became the group's U.S. breakthrough hit, reaching number 7 later that year. In 1967, Pink Floyd released their debut album, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, on which most songs were penned by Syd Barrett. In subsequent years, the record has been recognized as one of the seminal psychedelic rock albums of the 1960s. Also in 1967, a female Monkees fan stowed away on the band's plane between shows in Minneapolis and St. Louis. The girl's father threatened to bring charges for transporting a minor across state lines. In 1975, Led Zeppelin singer Robert Plant and his wife were both badly injured when the car he was driving spun off the road and crashed on the Greek island of Rhodes. Plant smashed both his ankle and his elbow and was not fully fit for the best part of 2 years. A forthcoming North American tour had to be canceled. On this day in 1984, Prince started a 24-week run at the top of the U.S. albums charts with Purple Rain, his 6th studio album, which features the hits When Doves Cry and Let's Go Crazy, as well as the title track. It sold over 20 million copies worldwide, becoming the 7th best-selling soundtrack album of all time. In 1990, during a New Kids on the Block concert in Montreal, Canada, 3 armed robbers stole souvenir sales proceeds valued at $260,000. In 1990, Mariah Carey started a 4-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with Vision of Love, her debut release. Vision of Love was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards at the 33rd annual ceremony held on February 20th, 1991. It was up for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Female Pop Vocal Performance, winning the latter. In 2001, News of the World reported that Mariah Carey had hired a private eye to spy on her ex-husband, record boss Tommy Mottola. Investigator Jack Palladino told the paper that Mariah believed her ex-husband was conducting a smear campaign against the singer. In 2002, Bruce Springsteen scored his 5th UK album with The Rising, also number 1 here in the US. The album is largely based on Springsteen's reflections in the aftermath of the September 11th attacks the year before and was a critical and commercial success, representing Springsteen's first album to top the US Billboard 200 since Tunnel of Love in 1987. The album won 2 Grammy Awards and marked the start of a successful collaboration with producer Brendan O'Brien. Miley Cyrus released Party in the USA in 2009. Let's see. In 2010, Don Henley reached an out-of-court settlement with Republican senatorial candidate Chuck DeVore, who used parodies of two Eagles hits for an election campaign without permission. All She Wants to Do Is Dance and The Boys of Summer were used in campaign videos on YouTube as All She Wants to Do Is Tax and Hope of November. Nicki Minaj released Anaconda in 2014, a single taken from her third studio album, which heavily samples Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot. It peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Minaj's highest charting single in the U.S. In 2017, Despacito by Puerto Rican singer Luis Fonsi, featuring Justin Bieber, became the most watched YouTube video ever, passing the Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth collaboration See You Again with nearly 3 billion views in just 7 months. In 2021, Forbes reported that Rihanna was now the wealthiest female musician in the world and second only to Oprah Winfrey as the richest female entertainer. Forbes estimated this singer was worth $1.7 billion, with the bulk of her fortune coming from the value of Fenty Beauty, of which she owns 50%. Much of the rest was her stake in her lingerie company, Savage X Fenty, worth an estimated $270 million, and her earnings from her career as a chart-topping musician and actress. Special events for today: it's Assistance Dog Day. It's British Columbian Day for all our Canadian friends and family. It's Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Hooray for Kids Day. It's International Clouded Leopard Day. It's Simplify Your Life Week. It's Single Working Women's Day. It's U.S. Coast Guard Day. And it is White Wine Day. Today's number for the day is 14 million. That's the number of trees used each year to create the 10 billion paper bags needed in the U.S. Here's some news. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg said his company's artificial intelligence plan will bring super intelligence to everyone. Yeah, let's start with the people who post the dumbest stuff on Facebook. A carpenter named Jesus has been detained by ICE. Witnesses say he turned water into wine during processing, which only made things worse. According to a study, when you meet someone new, they like you more than you imagine they do. I'll try to remember that next time I'm audited by the IRS. A survey finds most women on dating apps want the guys to have full-time jobs. And be fully vaccinated of back hair. A study found that listening to something that you're learning while asleep helps reinforce the learning process. So tell your wife that you're only sleeping in church with the hope of finally memorizing the 10 Commandments. The huge Sturgis motorcycle gathering kicked off last week. Harley-Davidson is sponsoring the medevac helicopter. The White House will undergo a $200 million renovation. That's what happens when you let contractors see 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue on the work order. Allegedly, they're adding a KFC drive-thru window. The Arctic isn't just melting, it's warming much faster than the rest of the world is, and been for decades. Sounds like Florida beaches will have some competition for vacationers next year. The survey found that the average parent only has 32 minutes alone each day, if you remember to lock the bathroom door. A study found migraine headaches cost U.S. employers more than $24 billion a year in direct and indirect healthcare costs. Ironic, since it's our jobs that usually give us the most headaches. Well, the world's oldest will turn 116 this month. On August 21st, Ethel Caterham in the UK will turn 116.
Wow. Whoa.
I hope I just didn't jinx her. Shortly before her 111th birthday, Caterham and her granddaughters were interviewed by BBC Radio, where she said that the secret of her longevity was taking everything in my stride, the highs and the lows. Caterham survived COVID-19 in 2020. Well, nearly a full day every month, about 21 hours, is devoted to just home-related tasks, while even more, 32 hours, goes into keeping the yard looking fresh. Our most disliked chores in order is pulling weeds, cleaning the bathroom, edging the lawn, laying mulch, mowing the lawn, washing dishes, laundry, tending to the garden, vacuuming, and outdoor cleaning. Yeah, sounds about right. Well, if someone likes you, really, really likes you, you'd expect them to part their lips and pull you in for a close one, right? But according to research, kissing isn't considered romantic and or sexual all over the globe. In a study in American Anthropologists, researchers laid out what they found after studying lip-to-lip kissing in 168 cultures. After gathering data from a wide range of geographical locations, historical backgrounds, and social structures, scientists found that we've been taking our kissing for granted. Of the 168 cultures they studied, 91 of them, or 51%, did not kiss romantically. A recent study has confirmed a new record for the longest single lightning bolt in extraordinary megaflash, stretching 515 miles from Texas to Missouri. This event occurred during a severe thunderstorm on October 22, 2017, and has been validated by the World Meteorological Organization. The lightning traveled horizontally through cloud layers over a large area, likely striking the ground multiple times along the way. This megaflash surpassed the previous record of 477 miles over Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. Discoveries like this are thanks to advancements in technology that can accurately detect lightning from start to finish. While the average household will see 217 disagreements a year about the dishes. That's right. A study asked those who own dishwashers about what dishwashing habits make them tick. From arguments or who should load and empty the dishwasher, leaving dishes in the sink to soak, pre-rinsing dishes before loading up the dishwasher, and even the dreaded habit of leaving dishes in the sink. Households see an average of 18 dish-based disagreements a month. A massive baseball traveling through minor league baseball stadiums has made it into the Guinness Book of World Records by collecting 6,750 signatures. An 8-foot baseball began its journey on June 24th at Victory Field in Indianapolis and toured 15 stadiums, concluding its trip at the MLB flagship store in New York City. Officer Max Sanguinito of the Upper Allen, Pennsylvania Police Department gained attention after responding to an anonymous complaint regarding a children's lemonade stand. The complaint, made by Mrs. Anonymous, alleged that the stand was too close to the road and that the children were being annoying and a nuisance. In response, Officer Sanguinito visited the stand and took a selfie with the young owner while enjoying some lemonade. There were a bunch of comments on Facebook, like, you have to be a special kind of miserable to call the police over a little girl selling lemonade. Plot twist, the kid's mom called the police knowing it would bring the officers over to buy lemonade. A woman named Karen commented, "What a Karen," and not this one. Release the 911 call. And when life gives you lemons, someone calls the cops.
We gotta wrap this program to bring you something really, really, really stupid.
All right, I've searched the internets, the underwebs, the interwebs, the outerwebs, and the overwebs. This, my friends, is stupid news. Police in China pulled over a guy riding a scooter for carrying 6 other people on his vehicle. 3 men were riding on the seat along with the driver, while 1 man straddled the front bumper. 1 sat atop the attached back compartment and another stood on a foot peg. 2 of the passengers were so chilled they were enjoying cigarettes.
Knuckleheads on parade.
A man in the UK called police on what he believed was a serious crime. His cat ate his bacon. Growing up, interacting with screens, many young people aren't sure how to deal with others face to face. So now there's Friend Zone, which offers classes in Singapore in how to be human. The creator of the classes said, over the years, especially after the pandemic, we've noticed more participants at our events who struggle with social interaction, such as avoiding eye contact and preferring to interact with their phones. The classes include desk talk, work interaction, sustaining adult friendships, and the School of Yapping, which is focused on small talk. About 2/3 of the students are women. Authorities in Brazil lost 2 prisoners. 2 men slipped out unnoticed after their wives smuggled women's clothing and makeup to them during a visit. 2 women went in, 4 women walked out. A naked woman fell through a roof in Scotland. The accident happened after a woman clambered out of a third-floor window that she'd smashed with her partner. The pair, both in their 20s, stripped off and had sex on the roof. But then the earth moved in entirely the wrong way for the woman when she plunged through the roof slats in an empty shop. The woman went to the ER but suffered only minor injuries.
Boneheads in the news.
Customs officers in Spain confiscated 3 live monkeys hidden in the suitcases of a man arriving from Bolivia. The man, who said they were meant as presents for his children, was released pending possible charges of unauthorized possession of a protected species. In Scotland, a bus driver found a package on his bus emitting a strange sound. He ordered all passengers off the bus and called police. The package contained a talking stuffed animal. Police in the UK arrested a woman accused of drunkenly dialing them 5 times. Each time she called, she asked if any of the officers would go out with her. Police in China said a man was caught pocketing live eels at a fish market. He told police his plan was to set them free. A Minnesota woman has evaded a prison sentence after admitting to stealing a car in her personal journal, which police later obtained. Despite her confession, which included the words "totally stole a car today," being discovered, a judge sentenced her to 3 years of probation rather than the potential maximum of 5 years in prison. Vanessa Guerra pleaded guilty to receiving stolen property after selling a $2,000 Ford Freester van for scrap.
Whether you're rich or parking cars, your fate is written in the stars. You don't want to look like a dope, so please listen close for your horoscope.
All right, here are your horrible scopes for Monday, August 4th, 2025, where Mercury is in retrograde, your air fryer is judging you, and the universe just spilled iced coffee on your destiny. If today is your birthday, you are a Leo. It's your season, Leo, so strut like you own the place, even if it's just at the Dollar Tree. You'll radiate charisma and glitter, but also mild heat stroke. Hydrate before you self-combust into a motivational Instagram post.
This is Big Peter. This is very big. There's definitely something here.
Virgo, you alphabetized your spice rack, reorganized your thoughts, and still can't fix your coworkers' incompetence. Today, you'll discover a new hobby, sighing loudly while doing everyone's job.
If you don't mind, I'd like to take another run.
Libra, you'll spend 4 hours deciding which streaming service to commit to tonight, then fall asleep during the previews. Romance is in the air, but so is pollen, so bring tissues and low expectations.
Well, I think my humiliation is complete now.
Scorpio, you're a mystery wrapped in a riddle dipped in hot sauce. Someone will test your patience today. Try not to teleport them to a shadow realm. Or do. Who's going to stop you? HR?
Man, this is not what I thought was going to happen.
Sagittarius, your wanderlust strikes hard today, prompting you to impulsively book a trip to somewhere with no Wi-Fi, no rules, and questionable hygiene. Just remember, you still own rent, and your goldfish misses you.
You wouldn't dare.
Capricorn, productivity is your love language, but today your to-do list spontaneously combusts. The stars suggest pretending your emails don't exist and claiming self-care. Burn sage or your inbox.
Engage and capture. Do not destroy.
Aquarius, you're ahead of your time, which is unfortunate because time refuses to catch up. Your theories will be misunderstood, especially your smart fridge rebellion idea. Keep preaching. One day they'll see.
It's not like a la carte. You can't have 2 or 3.
Pisces, you'll experience a profound spiritual awakening today after staring too long into a lava lamp. You might cry during a cereal commercial. That's okay. You're just channeling Neptune or lactose intolerance.
I told you, old boy.
Aries, you'll wake up ready to conquer the world, but get immediately winded tying your shoes. Bold ideas are flowing. Unfortunately, so is your AC unit. Today's lucky word, duct tape.
I just wanted to take a quick look at that cute little outfit you have on.
Taurus, you'll achieve inner peace today, but only because your phone dies and you can't argue with anyone online. Your spirit animal is a koala napping in a beanbag chair. Embrace the stillness or just nap through it.
I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Gemini, your dual personalities argue over lunch again. One wants salad, the other wants a burrito the size of a toddler. You settle it like adults by eating both and gaslighting yourself into thinking it was portion control.
I never could resist the bow wow.
And finally, Cancer. Your emotions are deeper than a Reddit rabbit hole. Avoid overthinking today unless you enjoy spiraling into a full existential crisis because someone texted you K instead of KK.
You look like shit.
And those are your official DeWack in the Morning horrible scopes. Remember,
Don't leave home without them.
you've been listening to the Always First, Never Last podcast with me, your doomsday host, the incredible, edible Mr. Zach Wackalina. You can connect with me at zackdawack.com. That's zackdawack.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, MySpace, the comic strip, the Yellow Pages, Telepathy, Western Union, or call or text 984-DeWack1. That's 984-329-2251. Like it, follow us, or subscribe, and please share this show with your friends. We are available to hear on my host, Podbean. That's Podbean. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and all other podcasting apps, or at zackdawack.com, if that's easier for you. Thank you to all the awesome wackos, weirdos, reverts, preverts, dingbats, and jelloheads anonymous for any listens you can give. It means a lot. I'm out of here like Vladimir until next time, and there will be a next time. Don't forget me. I won't forget you. I am Zach DeWack, saying if I'm lying, I'm dying. Grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man. I'll be back Friday for another edition of the DeWack in the Morning Show. I will talk to you then. Same whack time, same whack channel. Whack out.
Bye, buckaroos.
And that is the end of the podcast.
We have reached the end of this program. Please return your host to the full upright position.
Made in Georgia, baby. Woo!
zackdawack.com. Pass it on.